everyone! Kate from Crocoblock is here, and I hope that you guys are doing well and enjoying these lovely spring days even at home. JetEngine 2.3 has just been recently released, and we already want to spoil you a little bit with our new JetAppointment 1.1 version. I know there are a lot of you guys who already tried and tested out this plugin, and we would like to say a huge thank you to all of you for all of the comments, suggestions, and feedback. We've implemented a couple of useful features as per your requests, so guys, let's go ahead and check them out together. So guys, I'd like to start from the most requested feature, the service booking from the provider page. So in previous version, there was a possibility to book an appointment either using the static page booking form that basically could be applied to any page on the website, but it required manual selection of the provider and the service. Or it could be booked using the single service booking form that actually pulled the service info from the single service page, and the only thing that you had to do is simply select the provider, pick time and date, and book the appointment. But there was no such possibility for the provider page. So guys, from now on, we've added this option to our plugin, and you can simply create a single provider booking form and then apply it to single provider page. Let's check how it works. Go to JetEngine, Forms, Add New. Here, sure thing, we need to give a name to our form. So I'm currently using one of our new modules, the barbershop website. And here, as you can see, we have two custom post types, services for the services and teams for providers. So let's name our form Single Teams Booking Form. In Post ID field, we need to update it to Teams ID. Great. Now let's add another field for the services. So choose field type radio. We'll return to it a bit later and you will get the idea why we've chosen radio. So field name services. Let's add the label to it. Choose service. Let's keep it required. In the fill options from, we need to choose posts, and the post type should be services. Field visibility, we'll leave it for all and apply the changes. Now I'd like to add additional field for heading. So field type heading and set the label to choose date and time. So what do we need to do next? Yeah, that's right, we need to add another field for the date. So select field type appointment date, and here guys, we have to be really precise in the appointment specific settings if we want our form to work properly. So get service ID from set to form field, select service field, we need to set to services, get provider ID from current post ID, and then we can add the field name. I'll choose date, keep it required, and apply the changes. So now let's add a couple of other fields for the confirmation info from the customer, like name, phone number, and email address. So field type text, field name username, label, let's make it confirmation, keep it required, and let's add a placeholder to it as well, your name. Great, apply the changes. Now, field type text, field name user email. We'll not need the label here because we've entered it before, so let's leave it required and add a placeholder, your email. Great, let's apply the changes. Next one, field type text, field name user phone, no label, required, placeholder, your phone. Okay, great. Now, what do we need to do? Yes, we need to update notification settings. By default, it is set to send email, and we can leave it like that, but I'd like to save your time and show you how to set up the insert appointment notification. So as you might have guessed, here we need to fill in the corresponding field names so that appointment is inserted properly. So in Service ID field, select Services. In Provider ID field, select Teams ID. In Appointment Date field, choose Date, and in User Email field, pick User Email. Cool! Now we can click Publish and proceed to the Provider page template. So go to Jet Plugins, Theme Builder, Single Tab, and open Single Barber template. Here's our lovely barber Anna. So now let's search for Crocoblock Form widget, drag it onto the page. In the Content tab, select the form we just created, Single Teams Booking Form. Fields layout can be set to column, we'll leave it like that. Submit type, I'll change it to HX. So in the Style tab, just like before, you have the possibility to design all the items of the form, starting from the rows and fields and finishing with appointment calendar and messages that will be displayed once the form is submitted. So let's update the template and proceed to the front end. Here's our team page. Now let's choose the barber, for example, John Abrams. So let's choose the service. Let it be, I don't know, baby haircut. Pick the date and time and enter the confirmation info. And submit the form. So now let's see if the appointment has been inserted. So let's go back to the dashboard, click on Appointments, and there we go. Here's our new appointment booking for the baby haircut service right on top. Cool! Guys, do you remember that we've added some form settings features in JetEngine update? Well, we also decided not to pass by the JetAppointment plugin and added custom item templates option to the services and providers fields in the form. Now you can create more complex and nice looking item templates to display in your appointment booking forms. It works pretty much the same, which is really cool because it saves your time and eliminates confusion. Let's check it out. So let's open our Single Teams booking form once again, click on the Services form field, and tick Custom Item Template. Now we can select a corresponding template from the drop-down list. Guys, these templates are actually the listings. So if you want to create one from scratch, you'll have to do the following. Proceed to JetEngine, Listings, Add New. Guys, please pay attention that we are creating a template for the services post type because we'll be applying it to our Single Teams booking form. So in the listing source, choose Post. In the post type, choose Services. Let's name it Service Item Template, for example, and then you can select either Elementor or Gutenberg Editor. I'll use Elementor. Now let's add a 3-column section, search for the checkmark widget, and place it into the first column. You can choose a default icon from the icon library or upload one of your own. I'll do that. Okay, looks fine to me. Well, I'd like to make it a bit bigger and change its color. So let's go to the Style tab for that. First, let's add the color. In default, set the background color to white. In checked, set border type solid, width 8 pixels, and color kind of orangish. And now let's adjust the box size to 25. Well, now let's make it 28. Yeah, that's better. And set border radius to 50. Cool. Now we can adjust the positioning options to inline auto and vertical align center. Now we can search for the dynamic field widget, place it into the second column, and simply duplicate it twice because we will need it to pull some info. First is correct because we do need the title. So let's change the typography here to Hebo, 20 pixels, and 20 pixels here as well. Second, let's notify our customers of the service duration. So choose Source Metadata, Meta Field, scroll way down to the Services JetAppointment Booking, and select Duration. Guys, and don't forget to enable the field output and select Human Readable Time Difference. So now let's change the typography here as well. Let's set it to Hebo and 14 pixels. Great. The last one, let's add the price of the service too, so the customer doesn't have to search for it throughout the site. So choose Source Metadata, Meta Field. Again, scroll way down to the Services JetAppointment Booking and select Price per Slot. Then again, enable Field Output and select Format Number. To display the currency type, we can customize field output, just, simply enable it, and enter the currency sign in front of the string. Now let's go to the Style tab again, change the typography to Hebo, size 20 pixels, and we are done. Guys, the most important thing to remember when creating a template for appointment booking form is to select appropriate meta fields that are located under the services_jet_APB section. Okay, so let's publish the template and go back to our form. Now we can simply select our template, apply the changes, and update the form. And guys, let me clear this up for you. If you want to have just a regular field in the form with no changes, then you need to use either select field type or radio field type. But if you want to use a customized field in the form with your own design and additional info from the service, for example, you have to choose radio field type. Okay, so now let's proceed to the front end to check out what do we have there. So here's our single provider page, here's our lovely barber, and as you can see, here's radio field with customized design. Let's check it out. Pick the date and time and enter the confirmation info. Okay, cool. The form has been successfully submitted. So guys, now we do have the possibility to add services and then book them from the providers page, services page, and basically any page of the website using appropriate types of the forms. We also can add custom templates to our forms to make them look nicer and more informative for our customers. Do you think this is it? Well, not really. Appointments booking settings have also been updated. Let's check it out. So let's go to Appointments, Settings. Now here, as you can see, the General tab has been updated with 3 additional options: Manage Capacity, Show Capacity Counter, and Slot Time Format. If we enable Manage Capacity option, it will basically allow us to add capacity for our services. Why would you need it? Well, maybe you have a yoga class or a webinar with a limited number of participants for the same date and time. This option will allow you to customize this limit. If we enable Show Capacity Counter, it will notify our customers of service availability during the appointment booking procedure. And Slot Time Format simply gives you the opportunity to choose the most appropriate time format for you and your customers. So let's go back to the capacity. We have this option enabled, but where can we set it up? That's right, in the Services post type. The quantity of available slots can be set up in each service under the Appointment Settings tab in the Capacity field. Currently, it is adjusted to one person, and it's obvious in this case of mustache haircut. But let's imagine that we have a workshop, for example, and there will be 5 slots available for booking. Let's update the post and try to schedule the appointment. Remember that we also enabled the capacity counter and changed the time format a minute ago. So let's see how it looks now. So I'm entering the confirmation info, selecting the barber, and once I click on the date, it shows all available time slots in updated time format with 5 out of 5 slots vacant. And let's try to book the same service once again to check how the counter works. There you go, 4 out of 5. Little changes bring handy features. We know that our Croco family is not just big, but also international, which is super great, by the way. And in regards to this, there were some requests of yours of adding custom labels to the calendar. And as you already know, we are here to help you and to make your website building experience faster and easier. So guys, feel free to use this new feature. To customize the labels, we simply need to open Appointments Booking Settings, click on the Labels tab, and enable Use Custom Labels option. As you can see, here you adjust the weekdays and the month labels. Let's, for example, change these ones from English to Ukrainian. There we go. Okay, so they are being saved in real time, so there is no need in any other actions in the dashboard. We can just go to the front end to check out how the calendar labels have changed. Okie dokie, looks great, isn't it? Guys, if you want to dismiss the changes, simply disable this option in the Appointments Booking Settings. The last but not the least feature of JetAppointment 1.1 version is the possibility to display appointments on the front end using the well-known and very cool Listing Grid Widget. Yes, guys, from now on you have the possibility to create listings for appointments. And again, it's easy to create, fast to set up, and simply great to use. Follow to JetEngine, Listings, Add New. In Listing Source, choose User Appointments. Give a name to your new listing and choose the editor, Elementor or Gutenberg. Now let's search for the dynamic field widget, drag it onto the page, and as you can see, the source field over here has been updated. Now there is a possibility to pull the info from post, term, user, or object data. So object field now has additional section appointment that can be used to select required info for the listing. The only thing that we have to do is to make sure that we pick the right callback value for it. Let me show you what I mean. Let's build a listing with the appointment ID, provider and service, date and time to display on the front end. So, in Object field, we need to select ID, enable Customize Field Output, and enter ID in front of the string. Now let's add the provider to our listing. So select Provider. Now we need to enable Filter Field Output option and select Get Post Page Link, linked title. This way, we'll be able to open a single page of the barber that provides the service. And then we can customize field output as well. Just enter barber in front of the string. So for the service, we pretty much need to do the same procedure. Select service, then enable filter field output, select the following, then customize field output and enter service over here. Now we can proceed with the date. So select the date, enable filter field output and select format date. and in the format, enter appropriate format type. Guys, if you don't know what kind of format type to use, you can check out the documentation here, and I'll use the following. So, let's add the start time of the service. Select slot. As you can see, currently it displays as a timestamp. So yes, we do need to set callback value here as well. So select format date, and in the format field, enter the following. We can also customize the field output. Let's enter time over here. Okay, wonderful. Looks pretty nice. So now we can click Publish and proceed to the Team Archive page where the listing will be displayed. Search for the Listing Grid widget, place it onto the page and select our appointment listing. Open Appointments query and adjust the settings accordingly. So in my case, the user field will be the same, all. Then I'll pick the status completed and the date, future appointments. So when people enter this page, they will see what appointments are booked for the future dates. So guys, this listing is mostly informative and it won't be clickable. So you can just style it up and display it for the team members or for the customers, just like an FYI. So let's go ahead and open the front end to see what we've got. And as you can see, it works pretty nice and looks just fine. So guys, what do you think about this update? Did you find it handy and useful for your projects? Let us know in the comments down below what you think about it, and don't hesitate to ask questions as well, because we'll be glad to answer. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos and upcoming updates, and don't forget to join our friendly Facebook community. Cheers, guys!